What if I told you that your recent winning streak might actually be tricking your brain? You close 3 sales in a row. You land 2 back-to-back clients. You think you're on fire. But are you really? Welcome to the Hot Hand Fallacy, one of the most deceptive mental traps in decision-making. The Hot Hand Fallacy is the mistaken belief that a person who has experienced success in a random event has a greater chance of further success in additional attempts. It comes from the world of basketball. Players and fans believed that if a shooter made several shots in a row, they were hot and more likely to score again. But in 1985, 3 researchers, Thomas Gilovich, Robert Vallone and Amos Tversky, debunked this. They showed that perceived hot streaks were often just random clusters, not a reliable pattern. In startups, this fallacy shows up all the time. Raising 1 round of funding, founders think the next one will be just as easy. 3 successful product launches, teams assume the next will also succeed, even with fewer checks and less feedback. Hiring 1 great employee, you start thinking every hire you're making is gold. But success doesn't follow streaks, it follows systems. Real-life example? A startup launches an MVP and gets early traction. They double down on scaling without validating product-market fit. Months later, churn explodes. They fell for the hot hand illusion, assuming their initial success would just continue. Here's how you can use this fallacy as a tool. Pause and audit. After any winning streak, ask, was this due to skill, luck, or timing? Reset the odds. Understand that success doesn't carry over like momentum. Treat each new attempt independently unless data proves a pattern. Build safeguards. Use feedback loops, not confidence loops. Just because something worked doesn't mean it will again. This applies beyond business too. In investing, don't increase your risk just because past trades worked. In relationships, don't assume your recent good calls mean you can stop listening. And in fitness, don't overtrain just because you had a great week. Overconfidence. Success can make you blind to weak signals. Don't ignore red flags just because you feel hot. Neglecting process. You skip postmortems, stop asking hard questions and rely on gut. Survivorship bias. You notice your wins, but forget the failed attempts that didn't follow your hot streak. Don't fall in love with the outcome. Fall in love with the process. Remember, you're not hot, you're human. The best founders know when they're on a roll, and when they're just rolling dice. If you want to learn how to make smarter decisions, challenge your brain, and master mental models, like, share and subscribe to your alter ego.